Let's close some things because the streams I had up before I stood away ended.
Ma. Huh. Do I, like, have a... Oh, is that the one? No, it can't be. I don't know. Hello, everyone, and welcome to, me just kind of thumbing through my, various... Oh, okay, cool. That is broken. Nice. I'm probably just gonna have to go with the one that's up for Arctic Phone. Oh, I forgot I made this last week. Aren't you glad? Isn't this pleasant?
No!
Isn't this comforting to the
Oh,
masses?
no, please.
Crap, now I'm terrified to look.
It's the teeth.
Oh god, no, never mind. I don't want to look. I already know what you mean. The teeth. Why the teeth, man? Put away. Put that away.
Because we're all smiles here. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the pre-show to the Brony Show. I am your host, Dust Cole. This is an equestrian flag stop, kinda. It might as well be. This is basically what it's become. Yep. Just, I feel like we have succeeded in our goal to fill the
I've been
first
always
hour.
calling them not an equestrian and then DrawBox or Jackbox or
Yeah, I know.
Arctic.
But, like, at this point, we're never going to end up doing the old equestrian flag stuff again, most likely.
Yeah.
As much as I really want to, at the same time, there's a crushing reality that I am tired, always.
Crushing reality that reality exists.
Or crushing tiredness that's
Oh.
unfortunately killing it.
Gosh, don't remind me about reality existing. I had a bit of, like, I looked at a thing that reminded me of a reality thing that I won't go into. But I will say it made me go, oh shit, that's right. The world exists out there. Side note, on a non-reality themed thing, yo, if you haven't watched Owl House, you should fucking watch Owl House.
Yes.
Me and Ivy have watched through, like, all through season 2 and the first of the specials of season 3. We haven't seen the second one. We haven't seen that one yet. No spoilers. But it's great. And oh my god. 10 out of 10.
So good.
It is 100% the content I need. 10 out of 10. It gives me the happies.
I don't know.
So much great,
I'm
except for
scared.
the amount of time they were robbed from Disney for their third season. But at
Dude,
least we have
no.
the
They were saved from Disney from keeping them going. I think we were looking
They were
at this
almost screwed over by Disney because they could have went, oh, we don't have enough for the third season. We're going to not let you do your third season special show.
Well,
regardless.
that could have happened, but so far, I've been looking at what people's thoughts are in regards to a lot of season finales, especially in the Disney categories of things. And apparently, a lot of them fall flat, even so much that in some cases they actually destroy the entire series or at least taint it.
Yeah, they
horribly.
ended up doing that with Star versus the Forces of Evil because they didn't have enough
Circuit, you
space
say
to work
that.
within their fourth season.
You say that, but have you seen fucking
SpongeBob?
Gravity Falls? Gravity Falls is fucking awesome. Straight through
Yeah,
to the
Gravity
end.
Falls is
And
awesome.
here's the thing you gotta remember when it
Disney
came
is
to Gravity
moving-
Falls and, like, the Owl House seems to be very well plotted from early on. Like, they had a direction that they were going with it, and or have a direction that they're going with it, and they definitely seem to have had, like, a good planned out where they're going to go with it. So the fact that they have, like, less time to, like, shore it up kind of puts a dampener on things a little bit, but
It really does, but it shows how talented the writers are having to fit the third season into 2 or 3 specials so far.
Side note, I almost said a thing that I'm glad I didn't because it is kind of a spoiler, but just know it's something that makes me really happy in the newest season.
Just know
special.
that King is adorable.
It's true. King is fucking adorable. King is the best. I love King. King
It
has
almost makes you wish he could rule us all.
King has that that little but big ego energy that I think we all need in our lives.
He is king of the hill in that playground.
Yes. Yes, he
Oh my
is
God,
king
that
of that
episode.
slide.
My God, that episode.
Yes.
Well, unfortunately, it doesn't exactly disprove my thoughts. Mostly
No,
because
Circuit, you are right when it comes to some shows like Star versus the Forces of
No.
Evil.
I'm talking about any show which, if it's given long enough time to run, will eventually run itself into the ground and not in a good way.
Oh, that way.
You
Okay,
say,
yeah.
well, hang on.
Well,
The
actually, I do
MLP
agree
season
with you on that
finale.
one point.
The
I do agree
MLP.
with you that point concerning Nickelodeon, but not. I don't know how about Disney though.
I just want to say I was a big fan of the finale that was given to MLP, but I am given
Oh,
that
I
wasn't
have-
an overall arcing thing, and that
Circuit's not
series went on
knocking
for like
that.
9 fucking seasons.
Circuit is not knocking that cold.
No,
Oh,
I
I
think
know.
Circuit is referring to what we call the Simpsons effect.
I
Yeah,
know, but I gotta give my counterpoint because I want to be different than all those other cartoon YouTubers out there.
Well, that's fantastic and all, but it's hard to counterpoint when I can't even make my point to begin with.
Haha.
Go on.
So,
I can't be wrong if you're never allowed to be right.
yeah.
Fair. Side note, I will let you continue, but I just want to bring up I forgot that this page of doodles exists.
Oh.
Particularly,
Hey, Lumi.
yes, there is the Lumi, but also
Why?
Circuit Among Us.
But the bed, the bed.
Oh right.
No, let's just focus on the Circuit Among Us. Well, it's nice to see Lumi out there. I really do I gotta do art for. I gotta learn how to draw hippogriffs better. I mean, anything. I gotta learn to do a lot of things in general.
This is what I think about sleep. Nom 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 nom.
I love sleep so much. Put it in my mouth.
But it's too bad. I think that's Suki's character.
It is Suki's character, or it was supposed to be. I think I got his character wrong, his model wrong somewhat.
I don't know. You got the glasses. You got the hair. The shirt.
All right, I'm not looking. Hang on. Yeah. I mean, I wish my mouth could go that wide, so I could eat more burgers. What the hell are you guys thinking?
I was
No,
just
no, no,
wondering
no,
about
no.
your gag reflex there.
I was going for spaghetti. I mean, you always just want to just go and grab a giant bowl of noodles. Just have Olive Garden watch you in horror as you devour a bowl. Next one.
Now you see, I don't
Never
think.
pasta.
Now you see, I would worry about this affecting his gag reflex, but he seems to make jokes on the spot pretty well.
Da 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 da.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. You know what? I wasn't. I was looking for longest running American shows like on seasons, which of course the Wikipedia list is all based on adult oriented shows, of course.
Of course.
It's gonna go with the soaps.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
the soaps
actually,
are really long, but-
longest running scripted American. Oh, this is the primetime television series list.
Okay.
Yeah. If you're getting the soap operas in there, then oh my god, no. We're done.
that's a whole other thing. There, you don't watch a soap opera for the series. You watch it for the current the drama that's going on right there.
But yeah,
Yeah,
as far as
soap
prime,
operas are so crazy. Some of them don't have the original cast anywhere.
but yeah, as far as prime time, yeah, Simpsons is of course number one at 34 seasons, current.
Still going.
24 seasons of Law and Order SVU.
I think that one actually ended though. Did it?
It still says present on Wikipedia.
I stand
as of right
corrected.
now.
Wow,
As
how
of,
many?
of course, that's obviously depending on who's edited this on how recently this has been edited.
Gonna make a horrible joke.
Hmm?
SVU has gone on so long that one of their victims could have actually had a child that's going to end up on the police force solving other victims.
I think they had that as a story in one of them, maybe.
I don't have.
But yeah, but
miss.
I wouldn't be surprised.
the funny thing is that Law and Order. Oh no, I think Law and Order did stop for a while. I think they revived it. Is what they did.
Oh
But,
yeah.
yeah. That's actually got
Oh.
that's right behind SVU at 22 seasons. Behind that is Family Guy at 21.
Oh Jesus.
amazing. Then, funny enough, then yeah, apparently, then at 20 seasons you have Gunsmoke from. So you got to go back and that's well, actually, I guess 21 seasons. Family Guy. Okay, they've been going since '99, so that makes sense.
Family
there
Guy's
now.
even more hilarious because me and Suki were there when they ended Family Guy, and then they actually brought it back because of enough fan.
But didn't they actually do it Didn't it basically die twice? Actually,
I don't know
It
about
died on Adult Swim. It stopped on Adult Swim.
I don't know about it dying a second time. I know the first time they actually made a meta joke when they came back about all of the series that ended up getting canceled by Fox before they came back.
yeah. But yeah. Then so yeah, because Gunsmoke did 20 seasons over 20 years.
That kind of reminds
Although-
me, Futurama almost died.
Yeah. But actually interesting. So the interesting thing though is that over those 20 seasons of Gunsmoke, they did 200 more episodes than Family Guy in 21 seasons.
Oh wow.
Yeah, apparently that just depends on like I guess what on their show because like yeah, like Law and Order does have more Law and Order has about 80 more episodes than Family Guy, and that's only with a 1 season difference. So I guess it depends on like how many episodes a season you get marked for, I guess. But yeah, that's kind of funny that the Simpsons at 34 seasons. I mean, they're only ahead of Gunsmoke in episodes by less than 100 episodes.
What is Gunsmoke?
Gunsmoke was a western back in the 50s to the 70s.
That makes
was
me
it a-
wonder how many
I don't-
episodes the CSI show's got.
Was
And NCIS has 20 seasons, 450 episodes.
Gunsmoke a spaghetti western?
I think it was.
Okay.
Because I think the spaghetti western worked better for TV. Gunsmoke was a western, like I think it was spaghetti western, but it was also they did focus a lot more on like the character stuff than the action stuff, of course, as it went on.
Yeah, they have to make the show interesting by giving them character development.
Let's see. Apparently, Lassie had 19 seasons. Apparently, Grey's Anatomy, which I think I know Grey's Anatomy apparently has some special coming up where I think it's just a character is leaving. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be the end.
Wait a minute. Hold up. I just looked up the definition of spaghetti western, and it says a movie about the American Old West, made cheaply in Europe, typically by an Italian producer.
Yeah, that's the reason why it's called technically the reason why it's called a spaghetti western. Because it started in Italy. Yeah,
I'm gonna be honest. I thought it would have been something similar to the reason why we call them soap operas, where there was just a lot of soap commercials. I just assumed for all these years that it was just like, oh yeah, they would just advertise spaghetti. They're just like,
yeah, no, there's more racism than that.
that sounds, yeah.
Yeah, you're right, Chaos Akai. I'm
Sigh.
glad that Alex said no to more Gravity Falls, because Gravity Falls is perfect the way it is.
Yeah.
2 seasons, one
Also-
and done.
I don't think Disney would have allowed it anyway.
Also,
But thankfully Alex pushed back so hard that they didn't, because Gravity Falls wouldn't be as memorable if they made more seasons after when it was supposed to end. Because he had no more ideas afterwards, because that was the end.
Yeah, but I don't think I don't think was Disney actually pushing for a 3rd season or even hinting at it.
I thought Gravity Falls did have 3 seasons. I thought it was.
No,
it was 2.
No, it was only
It
2.
was two.
Why
It
did
was 2, but I think it had a mid-season hiatus.
Yeah,
'cause
it
for
did.
some reason, for some reason that show felt like there were 3 seasons to me. I don't know why, but
Not 3
see.
seasons, just 2.
Yep. Let's see. American. Okay. Oh yeah. I forgot. American Dad actually switched networks back in 2014.
Yeah.
So that's funny that Seth MacFarlane basically works for Fox and Turner.
Ah,
Everyone wants a piece of the Seth.
Yep. So Criminal Minds, which is technically is only still going because apparently I guess they're doing it on Paramount Plus.
Oh.
Yeah.
thought it
Okay,
was
the
that-
original CSI went 15 seasons, ended back in 2015. Okay.
Yeah, I kind of was.
Yeah,
there
it's
for
getting
the
a
last
revival
episode.
with Grissom and
Catherine.
Let's see.
was it Catherine or was it Sarah?
Let's see.
Because
Why do you have both of them?
Grissom went off with Sarah.
Oh, okay. What the fuck? So they go. This is the list of primetime, but unless I guess technically this show aired in the primetime for Nickelodeon, SpongeBob SquarePants is on this list.
Yeah.
That doesn't surprise me.
Wouldn't
as much
surprise
as it
me.
should.
I guess because I guess yeah, it's technically in Nickelodeon's primetime airing slots.
That reminds me of like
Could have been in a few primetime slots back in the day.
I remember when I was a kid and like I was going through this whole thing of liking the old Disney cartoons, you know, specifically the Mickey Mouse ones from like the 1930s or whatever the fuck. And like Disney announced they were making a show called the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, and they aired it at like they were going to air the premiere at like 7 or 8 o'clock at night. So I was under the assumption, oh shit, cool, is it going to be like a proper cartoon? And then it wasn't.
It's a little kid's show.
That they premiered at 7 or 8 o'clock p.m.
Yeah.
It was so
When
bizarre.
all those kids are asleep.
Yes.
Huh? Interesting. I didn't. I thought Seinfeld went on for long. Had more seasons than that. Weird. What had nine? It had 9 seasons.
Well, if you really wanted, you could just watch Nothing Forever and get all the seasons of Seinfeld you wanted. Probably with the same amount of with the quality of writing we would expect at this point.
Yeah. And, huh.
Oh,
Wait,
that reminds me.
Wait,
of
The Flash has been
AI
going on for
one.
9 seasons now.
Yes.
Jeez.
Jesus.
Okay then.
And 9 seasons is about where Arrow ended because Arrow's story was told and there wasn't more to do with it.
Yeah. Actually, 8,
Whereas
according to this.
Flash easily mixes in with the others that are going on.
Oh yeah, like Supergirl and Batwoman.
I don't understand why you sound so
Disappointed.
I'm so I'm gonna be real. I don't keep up with any.
Supergirl is the one that's more annoying than Batwoman because it feels a little more pushy.
I'm gonna
Deep
be
breath.
real.
Feminism in there is a little pushy.
Oh, is that all? Okay.
Why can't we have good shows without politics shoved down our throats?
Every show, even early shows have politics. It just depends on how they present.
Yeah,
it.
it wasn't shoot Hornet as much as today.
Are you
No.
sure about that?
Well,
I mean,
to-
think about
I
it.
mean-
Look at
Look at
Animaniacs. Early
Animaniacs.
Yeah.
Animaniacs.
Yeah.
Yeah, they made
But
fun of
granted-
it though.
They make fun of every part of politics, but they still had politics in there. But
True.
it
I
was
guess I'm just getting tired, exhausted.
I
From
think
it.
I think the idea is that, to be perfectly honest, like I think no matter what your affiliation is that if you're writing comedy and you take shot at current events, I feel like you have to take shots at all sides.
pretty much.
Exactly.
That's what Family Guy does.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, all sides have to be taken accounted for.
I mean, or essentially you can do it. What we like to, well, I don't know. I was gonna say South Park, but they kind of have a leaning. They have a somewhat leaning, but they hate politics in general.
They try to make
Yeah.
fun of everyone, but yeah, they do have a little lean.
It's an election between a douchebag and a turd sandwich. That's every election. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I guess
Vote or
I'm just
die- vote or
exhausted.
die, motherfucker.
And tomorrow,
I-
we vote on whether or not recreational pot is legal
I wish you the best of luck.
Oh,
Because
I
I think
already
we all,
voted, and I
we all
voted
need
yes.
I think we all need a chance to smoke up.
yeah. I guess I'm just tired of politics in general today.
I mean,
It's
honestly,
like,
that is something where I don't think it needs to be really criminalized because what that does to people. I mean, here's the thing. Honestly, that's one of those things where I think, yeah, it's once it's decriminalized, I think, yeah, you do. I think at that point, you're probably gonna see. I mean, you're gonna see probably general usage actually go down. Really.
Yep.
and less
And
criminal
the
activity
prison
involving
system
the
is
drug.
going to have a hissy fit at it all.
Actually, no.
boo.
No, actually, there's a lot of prisons that'd probably be just fine with that because, I mean, the places are overcrowded and they don't have funding to do even just basic things in some of them.
Yeah.
Not Winona.
Yeah, but that's a whole nother kettle of fish, really.
I'm gonna be real when it comes to the whole like war on drugs thing. I feel like we probably could have avoided this if we just kind of took the lessons of prohibition a little bit more seriously, in the sense that we basically just did prohibition too, sort of, given that drugs are not as prevalent in the in culture as alcohol was. But nonetheless, if you tell enough people, when it came to prohibition, all that we proved was if there is a demand for something, it's going to be fulfilled somehow, and usually it's
Illegally
going to
or
be
legal.
usually it's going to be in a means that is a lot harder to regulate and is a lot more destructive to society. I mean,
It was pretty much just a it was just a massive scale of the whole thing of like you tell somebody not to do something they're gonna turn around and just do it anyway.
Or do
Exactly.
it
the
harder.
funny thing is, when it comes to prohibition too, Vermont had actually gone through its own prohibition before the national prohibition. And by the time the national prohibition was passed, this was right as we were all getting sick of prohibition as a whole, and we were just kind of done with it. And we're like, all right, fuck this. And then the national prohibition started. And then the general consensus among a lot of Vermonters, particularly those in rural areas, was, yo, fuck that. Fuck the rules. And as a result, it just led to a lot of smuggling of booze into the US through Vermont. Because you could just basically just go across the border into Canada and just bring it across.
Yeah, you make something illegal, people are gonna find a way around it and would desire it more. And
The-
it creates more crime because you made a black market out of it.
The thing is, like, it was such a thing. So, although Lake Champlain, being a large lake, was very well policed, smaller lakes in like the Northeast Kingdom of Vermont were not so. I remember listening to a report of somebody who did a lot of diving in the lakes of the Northeast Kingdom and would find bottles and bottles and bottles, old like booze bottles, because if anybody was smuggling booze across and there was any hint that they might get caught, they would just chuck it all overboard. So there's just like so many booze bottles at the bottom of I wish I knew which lake it was. I just know
Bastard.
might as well. So the train that went from Montreal into Boston on the Central Vermont Railway was colloquially known as the bootlegger. It was actually called the Ambassador, but a lot of people referred to it as the bootlegger because it basically brought, it went directly from Montreal into the major cities. And then you also had on the Rutland Railway that even they weren't free of it. It was noted in that era that they were taking more water stops than usual, and the reason was because inside of the tender tank they just put a bunch of booze bottles. They hid them inside the tender tank where no one would look, and so they had to stop water more because a lot of the volume of the tender tank wasn't water anymore. It was bottles of liquor. And that's just how. And so yeah, and there are tons and tons of stories of just stuff like this. Anyways, so
just shows our creativity when it comes to getting the good stuff or making money in general.
yeah.
Necessity breeds solution.
Anyways, right. I should actually try and draw a proper Applejack and not just a box of cereal. MLP.
Oh yeah, I just international train rails. Oh god, that just reminded me of the news I just heard of this morning.
No news. We're
What,
not talking
another
about-
derailment?
Yeah.
Which one was it? The second one that happened in Ohio?
The third one that
Yes.
happened in Ohio.
So as far as the one that just happened in Ohio, I don't think we need to worry about it as much. From what I saw, it didn't look anywhere near as hazardous and like major environmental
So far.
disaster. It just looked like a bunch of high cube box cars, or not high cube, but a
Yeah,
bun-
I know what you're saying, but I'll believe it when they do a more thorough investigation.
Well-
I mean, like the cars that were all piled up, as far as what I could tell and what I can recall anyways, none of them looked like the kind that carry anything actually hazardous. Like, I don't know what they were carrying, but even so. So from the railroad perspective, from what I've gathered from people who I know in the railroad, one of the big things right now is they're doing an awful lot of coverage of derailments. And it's not that there was an increase in derailments just recently, per se. It's more so that there's now an increased interest in them. Whereas before it was like mostly just a bunch of weird nerds like me who would look into them and and find out about them. But now, after that big disaster that happened, the railroad scene is all of a sudden under a closer eye, which debatable
I
whether or
imagine
not it's for a good thing.
Imagine considering a giant dark plume of smoke covered an entire area for a while. I'd imagine people might start to pay attention a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Although this
people
isn't the
don't
first
pay
time it's
attention to
happened.
the
I doubt that. I
consequential
don't doubt that at
train
all.
crashes, but they pay attention to the most damaging ones.
Do you remember?
Actually-
Wait, hang on.
Mm.
That statement there. Do you remember Lac Megantic?
Huh?
Okay, this was like not too long ago. I want to say this was like maybe 2008. Hang on. Let me look it up real quick before I start. Lac Megantic. There we go. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. It's a French town. But the Lac Megantic disaster. It's in Quebec. Did I say Montreal? I meant Quebec. Pardon me, I'm really dumb. Anyways, so it was a disaster that happened. Oh, it happened in 2013. Wow, that was more recent than I thought it was. July 6th, 2013. Basically a runaway train blew up the center of a small town, killing I don't remember how many. Oh, death toll of 47.
Wow.
I will post an image into not this. Well, I'll post it into the Discord. I don't really want to show it on stream, but it's really, really, really bad, and it's kind of surprising that like it kind of went under a lot of people's radar. It was really bad. Given it was okay. There's a
Well, it is
story of all
mainstream,
the things.
media, so they choose and they curate which they show or don't show.
And this was something that I saw in the news. But anyways, where would be a good place to put this? Voice text insanity, that works. Here you go.
Wow.
Fuck.
Yeah, it was really bad. Very explosiony, very deadly. And that town will never be the same again. So yeah. And that was just in 2013. That was a fairly recent memory. It is part of the reason why that particular railroad had a rebranding campaign and stuff, and they're trying to like gain back some semblance of public trust. But and what led to this huge disaster? It's a lot of things. It's not just one thing. There's a lot of systemic failures that led to this derailment that killed 47 people. And that's ultimately what happens in all of the major disasters, I suppose. Very rarely is there a disaster that can be pinned on one person's mistake, and especially in the railroad scene, because in the railroad scene's been around for over 100, like well over 100 years. It's been around since the 1830s. Wow, gosh, well, at least in the United States, anyways. In the UK, technically, it's been over 200 years. Anyways, so we've had a long time to just kind of like work on making safeguards and things, and there are quite a lot of safeguards, but not as many as we probably should have, and well, as a result, things happen. Everything is situational. Not all railroads are the same. In the case of Megantic, that was a railroad that was operating with one-man crews at the time. And the engine, and on that section, they were restricted to very, very slow speeds, meaning that to make the entire trip in a day was, as far as I know, impossible. So a common practice was they would park the train, and the crew member who drove it that far would be brought over to a hotel, because after 12 hours, I believe, you time out, and you are not allowed to operate any further. This is a safety regulation that's been around for a very, very, very long time. In this one circumstance, because there was no follow-up crew, things kind of went downhill. Apparently, one of the engines caught fire, and the fire department came, put out the fire, shut down the engine. What was not known was, when the train was left, because the crew member timed out, and didn't have enough time to apply handbrakes for everything, the train was just being held by, basically the engine's braking system. The engine was still pumping air throughout the entire system to keep it stopped. Versus the handbrake system, where if you had gone through and tied up the handbrakes on every, like, third car or so, that would keep it stable, no need for air, nothing. So the fire department shut down that engine, or the train, and left it without knowing that there were no brakes on. And it just kind of creeped away in the middle of the night. Yeah. And of course, there was a downhill grade. So of course it picked up speed and momentum. And until it met the curve in Megantic. Which, back in the day, in the heyday of rail, back when I believe it was Canadian Pacific owned the line, don't quote me on that, I'm not 100% sure, they could have made it at like a decent clip. But this was after the line had been let go for a very, very, very long time, like quite a few years. So they were at restricted speed through there, right? They were supposed to run at restricted speed. Train going careening out of control through there, not good. And that's what kind of ended up with that big disaster there. I'm sorry, I meant to do a doodle stream, and instead I'm talking about
No, it's okay. We just kind of went off the rails here. So,
sorry if that was overly
Yeah, I was going through a lot in 2013, so if it was on the news, I didn't catch it at all.
That's fine. It was very much a railroad thing, and also it was in Canada. That's also a thing too. So not all stuff that happens in Canada ends up coming down here. I'm not
Canada
too far
is known
away.
as peacekeepers, yet they don't get the respect as other countries. In comparison, I mean.
Canada's done an awful lot of fucked up shit too, just like the United States. Anyways,
No, there's no.
Yeah, no one
there's
is
no country that's
blameless.
innocent. No
Nope.
country's innocent.
No one is blameless, but
nope. Anyways, right, let's draw a horse. I'm sorry, everyone.
draw a horse.
By the way,
maple syrup.
oh yeah, Cole. When I was looking into that whole lake thing that you were trying to figure out, like which lake that was, it seems like most places do point to Champlain. If doing that one, the one with like all the beer balls and stuff in it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there was another one that came up with like some really fucked up name that was like apparently on the border. Let me see here. Wait, what did it say again? Yeah, Lake Memphremagog.
Oh, Lake Memphremagog. Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
I actually pronounced it right. Holy shit.
Yeah, Lake Memphremagog. Yes.
Yeah,
I believe it's an Abenaki name. I want to say. I
Yeah,
could.
'cause that's not Hiawatha.
Yeah, it's most things up here that are Native American named are Abenaki. This is very big Abenaki area. Like Winooski, which that's not actually what it so the river, the Winooski River and the city of Winooski are named basically from a warpation of the Abenaki word for onion, which, if I recall correctly, was Winooskuk.
Sounds right.
Oh, the Onion City and the Onion River.
That is a cute horse.
It is a face without eyes.
Still cute.
It has the potential of cuteness to it.
In hindsight, I don't draw Applejack much. I should. Applejack is a good horse.
Oh, going back to the conversation of cartoons that are real good. One I haven't heard much about since it was on air. Why is no one talking about Crystal Gems, Steven Universe much anymore?
I heard
Did
that
it
one was
end badly or something?
Actually, yes, in a way. I heard that a lot of people were not too pleased with it. Kind of had a abrupt and rushed ending. And this was before they were. This was before they even got the chance to do Steven Universe Future, which I think was just more of an epilogue situation.
I've been told it went downhill after season 3.
Yeah, if the
It
problem
lost
is that,
somewhere around the season 2.
yeah, so yeah, it just sounds like it went off the rails.
And I still never got much farther than a few episodes into season 1.
I got a good chunk into season 1 and dabbled a little into season 2, but it literally was just whenever I got it on Cartoon Network. I never sat down and actually watched
Yeah,
it.
I don't know.
Oh, sorry.
It was just one of those things that for me, like I watched the first couple episodes, and from what I understand, it got better with it. But yeah, I just couldn't get into watching Steven.
I didn't mind it. The only reason I kind of like fell off the whole Steven Universe thing was their release schedule was kind of.
It was so piecemeal, and that's what lost me.
I wouldn't even call it that. It was I got tired of like, the quote Steven bombs where like I'd be caught
One
up with
episode
it
would take
and
you
then
for a
like
whole week.
like, I'd be caught up with it, and then like I'd forget about it after a while, and then like next thing I know, I'm like 10 episodes behind, and it's just like what what do you mean? When did this happen? Like it was just like instant, like congratulations, you're behind, binge now, and
Congratulations, you now have 10 episodes to go through. No, there was time now. There was time now. What have we done?
There's a monster on the wing. Why would I believe you? You're Hitler. Help me, Eva Braun. Saw it coming.
What?
no
that was,
idea.
That was the episode of Futurama where they were doing their parody of Twilight Zone.
Oh.
Yeah. So it basically every time they did like that was one where it was just like it was pretty much just one of those things where it just kept building just ridiculousness on top of it, and you know the punchline being that Bender sat there and just basically goes I called it.
I need to watch through that again.
I need to watch Futurama proper at some point.
Yeah, because I mean they kind of did it. They kind of did it again later with actually I forget. Well, I don't know which one came first, but they did. Yeah, they there's time now. It's like it's like no wait well it's like it was time now. He breaks his glasses. It's like, oh well, my eyesight's not that bad. I can read the books with big text. And his eyes fall out. He's like, oh well, luckily I took Braille. And his hands fall off. He's like, oh, then his tongue falls out and his head falls off.
Oh my gosh.
Complete.
And then of course they had like it was like a credits gag where they did one of those where it was like, I've combined all the most evil things in the universe and put them together, and now I will create the most evil creature of all. And then just dude walks out. It turns out it's man.
Beautiful. Also, Pony's Anthology used that. I need to rewatch the anthologies.
I want to do that. I want to spend the whole day and just rewatch them all back to back.
God.
Yo, hell yeah.
Yeah,
I
just
had
do a
the
whole
series
shotgun of it.
series collection box of Futurama.
If you ever want to like sit down and watch some anthologies, like make a night out of it, like yo, hit me up, let me know.
Yeah, well,
I just know that I need to
make a whole thing of it.
I need to rewatch the last few seasons of Generation 4, and I think I need to rewatch pieces of Make Your Mark because some of the songs don't stick in my head.
You know
Fair.
what's funny? I just realized, given who started Pony's Anthology, I wonder if he was ever tempted to do a zero, somehow find a way to do a zero like he did with AMV Hell.
You've just inspired me. What have you done? You've inspired me.
Probably, but I know they've done a whole bunch of the point somethings in there that felt like extra anthologies.
Well, see, do you know what AMV Hell Zero was?
No, and I'm scared to know. I need to know.
Okay, basically, you have anime, then you have the type of things that are animated by the Japanese that you don't tell people about. Basically, AMV Hell Zero was the unrated.
Oh, so it's all hentai.
Pretty much. Although, yeah, they did use like some regular anime in it, but basically it was just like, okay, it was the early to mid 2000s, so yeah, it was basically, all right, any offensive or like more adult joke, you can make it.
Amazing.
Because because that was when all of us who were totally into Naruto were in high school, so in the US, so yeah, we thought all the offensive jokes were funny. There were no limits at that time.
Oh, early 2000s internet.
I mean, hell, you want an example? I mean, basically the example of how that time was for basically being like in high school or college around then. Go look at the Ghost Stories dub.
And I even extended to when I was Oh, that even extended to when I was in middle school, and even high school at the time.
I mean, really, that's kind of just when you're in going from middle school to high school. You just kind of just have that humor because you think it's edgy and funny. You think it's funny to be like, yeah.
I just recall the kids in high school that were into anime and that knew the difference between baka and aho.
Yeah, one is more. Yeah, if I remember right, one is more kind of like direct translation to like idiot than the other, or fool.
Whoa.
So
Well,
I think Aho just, or is Aho the one that's more fool than
aho is the one that's offensive in Tokyo. Baka is the one that's offensive if you're out in Osaka. Because the two flip.
Kind of funny how that works.
It's similar to how between Michigan Sign Language and California Sign Language, purse and trash switch. And I only remember one of those signs. Which I think is purse here, so it's trash there. But given when a purse is a bag of bricks, it might as well be full of trash. Did I kill the chat?
Oh no, I was just trying to.
Sorry, I decided to play some Destiny, so yeah.
And I'm literally trying to catch up on uploading to my Let's Play channel here real fast while I have a second.
And I was just trying to make my tablet stop recognizing my hand as a thing that can manipulate it.
Yeah, I hate that so much.
Same. There is ways to turn it off. It turned itself back on again. Out of spite, probably.
Yeah, mine's more of a case where I'm probably gonna have to get one of those weird glove things that just cover your pinky. And
I have that, and it was still registering my hand.
Oh.
Yep.
Not good at all.
That is what it is, you know.
I think the answer is to just remove that part of the hand, and then it'll all be fine.
Now, if I was the sort of person who could, like, do this without having my hand on the page, then, you know. That also, I will say Photoshop is getting really laggy for me. Save. Apple. Ugh. Fuck. Keyboard smash.
Apple horseshoe?
Good enough.
Why not?
We're close to end. I give. Sorry everyone. Hopefully this will be deleted. This has been an episode. Blah.
Ta.
Circuit, do me a favor and delete this one.
No. You must do what we always do and suck it up a bit.
Okay.
Besides, it's still good. It's still fun art. And we had some nice conversations here and there. So why delete the good stuff?
I also went on about a train derailment that I haven't read about in like years.
Yeah, and it
For,
just means
for
that
the
you're well
record,
researched.
I probably misquoted some stuff there. Most definitely, I guarantee it. Go look into it yourself because it's worth reading about if you're into disasters.
So what's coming up in the Brony show?
Yeah, what is Circuit?
Well, I'm holding myself accountable for my own actions.
Oh,
I sat myself
well.
down. I had a very stern talk with myself. I unfortunately cried sad tears that I was unable to follow through with my own demands to myself. So I made a compromise to myself, and we agreed to myself that I would follow through with myself and what myself decided what I need to do. And that what that is going to be is we're going to finally finish up with Tier Maker and deciding on best ponies.
I think he just said that he's going to have to go and duel himself at dawn.
Honestly, that'd probably be better odds at this rate. I'm
Fair.
drunk, so I know I have a better chance against myself. Wait. Well, I'm not drunk, but I am having a little bit of some scotch. Got some scotch. 12-year-old scotch.
You know something I need to do? I need to like sit down and read some comics. I know it was random, but I mean,
Yeah, there's a lot in the Pony comics, and I'm still waiting for the next bundle of things to drop.
All in the next book collection.
Yeah, the next Humble bundle to get the next chunk of things.
have they done one recently? It's been a while.
They've done 2.
Yeah, the last one has been a few years ago at least.
I, as far as I remember, they had like an actual comic you could get, and I got it. I vaguely know where it is. I have a bunch of Pony comics that I know where they are, I just haven't really gotten to them in a while. I have so much stuff.
Yeah, I just know Humble hasn't done a third big drop of Pony stuff.
It's been a long time since they did that.
You know, it's something that I have that I've not like that I haven't looked into that I probably should. Circuit.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Remember when We Love Fine did those those crates, those MLP crates, back in the whole loot box craze?
I don't think it was MLP. It was Wheel of Fine, or there was. I know the loot crates you're talking about, but I think those were MLP box.
No. There was MLP box, but We Love Fine did their own like crate of MLP goodies that you could get. Although it was like pretty clear what you were getting. You were getting like a couple of t-shirts, the Rainbow Dash scarf, and some other odds and ends.
Oh yeah, that's why I got the scarf.
Yeah, when I bought mine, I didn't realize that it came with the scarf, like automatically. So I actually have 2.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
I have my derpy
Ooh.
one that I keep for special occasions. Derpy Day, of course.
Of course.
By the way, happy late Derpy Hooves Day. Praise to our muffin goddess, or at least mine. She is
All
the
hail
best.
the Muffin Princess.
Praise your muffin.
All hail the muffin conch. Wait.
Have you heard of the Muffin Mare, the Muffin Mare, the Muffin Mare? Have you heard of the Muffin Mare who lives on Drury Lane?
I don't know. I still like muffin conch.
Side note, so for Derpy Hooves Day, I made a bunch of muffins and brought them into work, and I didn't realize how much baked goods would like improve the general vibe of the place. Like I came back into the break room like for the next break, and then like I had people from like one of the other ends of the plant who were like, "Hey, you were the guy who brought the muffins?" I'm like, yeah, I was. And he's like, "You're the muffin man." I'm like, "Oh man, hot damn." And yeah, no. If y'all want to make friends at work, bring in baked goods, fresh baked goods. That's all I gotta say.
But there's only one problem.
What's
I
that?
work from home. Though, granted, I guess I could give fresh baked goods to myself, but I realized I am not good with myself.
Make a
I had
homemade
I had 2 muffins in a day twice.
make a homemade program, muffin.exe, send it around.
Muffin.exe.
I'm sure it'll be fine. Anyways, have a good one, y'all. I look forward to some Derpy Hooves Day discussion on the Brony Show, maybe. I don't know what that noise was.
All the derps.
Hey, y'all, have a good peace out. Hope the next pre-show goes smoother than this one did. Thank y'all for sticking around. Bye.